Hey everyone, I'm the Tom, welcome to my gaming channel. Today I'm playing another episode of Automation the Car Company Tycoon game. And today I'm also going to build a replica of a car that you basically all are very much familiar with. You can see by the Spanish in what kind of direction it's gonna go, and yes, it's going to be a Mazda MX-5, the 2005 model. Like this is the third generation, and we basically pushed the windshield back because it's got a pretty dang long nose for what little engine it actually has. But anyway, it was requested by Daymon Evans. Actually, the wheels just aren't that flared at all. It was requested by Daymon Evans, who has requested a couple of cool car replicas already. And I want the back end to be about this long, because the tail end is quite long for, you know, this car's overall size. And we're gonna be starting up with the chassis type. It is a monocoque, and because it's a relatively cheap to mid-price car, I'm gonna assume it is made from corrosion-resistant steel. I couldn't find any information on that on the go, like, which is, you know, I don't know why. But I have found out that it is double wishbone front and multi-link rear. And again, I don't think it's made from polymer. Like, I just don't think it's plastic, because I have seen Miatas in real life, because let's face it, who hasn't? And I think it's actually corrosion resistant steel, and so we're gonna move on with the fixtures. Now, what do you guys want me to start with? The easiest part? Okay, let's do the easiest part. The fog lights down here, and the grill between them is actually one we find here, and it's going to be a little bit bigger and a lot longer, like so. And then we're gonna have to rotate it in order to get the looks right. There we go, that looks fine. A weird thing that I think at least is weird, which is basically typically Miata, is that it doesn't have a main grille in the area where you would normally expect one, like up here. Instead, it has some pretty nice headlights and pretty detailed for a 2005 vehicle. I mean, I guess that's mean to say for a 2005 vehicle. That's still, it's 10 years ago. It's not that long ago yet. It's still really, you know, quote-unquote high-tech or something like that, whatever you want to call it. It's very detailed, and we have to start with those oval lights because we want the basic shape to be nearly, or at least as close to the original as we can get. Nearly identical is what I was trying to say at first, but that's a little bit too optimistic, I think. We're gonna make the outer shape first, for which we already used the oval fixtures right there, and we're gonna connect them with these rectangular light fixtures. I think this has to be a little bit more ascending, and this one has to be a little bit smaller than it currently is. And also, I think, you know, overall the size of these headlights is pretty small, so I think I should just move them a little bit further in here, and move this a little bit further in here, and this just a little bit shorter, because overall the fixtures on the Miata are all relatively small compared to some other cars, especially of the early 2000s. Well, like, technically 2005 is normally like your definition of the middle 2000s, but still. That looks alright, and we're gonna connect the upper edges of the... You know what, we should move this a little bit further down to make the angle a little bit more realistic. There we go. And now we got the basic shape of the headlights. There's obviously a lot of detail in those headlights. For example, there is the indicator like right there. Can't really see it now. You have to put it further. Excuse me? Don't want to put it here, that's too high up. Really, dude? Really, game? I should say. I'm not talking to a guy. You can make do with this. And then we're gonna put another one down. It might go like... Oh, this. Oh, doesn't work. Okay then. Fine. You win, game. Let's move on. We get some light bulbs in here as well, which look basically like this, and they're bigger than the indicators, which by the way have to be a little bit shorter than ours. A little bit smaller maybe. There we go. Then we have another one of these light bulbs, which is smaller than the first one, and it goes like here. And then something I haven't really noticed until I really looked into, you know, some images, some close-up images of the front of the car, is that it has those linings around around these circular light bulbs that make a curve around here and then go parallel to the bottom end of these lights again. I think that's a pretty nice detail, and it looks pretty nice in real life if you take a closer look, because otherwise, you know, if you're just seeing a Miata in your rear view mirror, you don't really notice that detail. I figure, at least. But we wanna be as close to the original as we can, so I'm gonna recreate that as well. We have to make sure that we make a curve here. So we're gonna need to put this down and put this down. Yeah, this has to be shorter, and that's the minimum length. Please, okay. I'm a little bit closer up there. Okay, this needs to be a little bit more rotated to this side, and then just the placement. And then we are going to put another one of those down. Is that really the minimum length? It appears to be. Well, I'm kind of happy with this. With this curve right here. Make sure to put the big, like the thicker end on this side so it connects smoothly to the previous fixture we put down, and then we're gonna stretch this out so it touches the bigger light bulb. There we go. I think this needs to be moved a little bit further this way. And then, like, we can't leave the space around this arrangement blank, we have to fill this out. And I think we're better off with one of these. The reason I think so is that I don't think it makes any darn sense to fill this whole area out with like fixtures that are based on the circular ones we made for the other lines. So I think this, if we can swing it so that one goes smoothly and makes for a round shape at the end, basically like this, I think that's pretty good. And I am happy with the size of these headlights because they are pretty small on the original as well, you have to admit that. And it does have a little bit of a bonnet hump, like right there. And then let me actually open my browser for a second. We're gonna go to the side of the car where we find some pretty small indicators, like right there. And some door handles that look basically, wait, where are they? They basically look like T's, maybe? And then also we have some, we can't put taillights on the rear of the car, like on the side of the car. So that's something I can't do, unfortunately. But anyway, we're gonna go to the taillight section here and put down some of these. And also trying to get this the same size as the first one. Some of these right here. And I want to connect those with one of those right away. And to make this look a little bit smoother overall, I wanna wait a second. I'm gonna close up. I need a bigger picture of the tail lights. Come on, Google Images, don't disappoint me. Okay. We should actually put this one down like so instead. And there we go, that is much better. This is a little bit too big. That might be the perfect size for it now. Okay. So we're gonna move on and put that one down in here. And then inside of this whole arrangement we have some more taillights. We have some of those. Where exactly? Actually, I think might be even better if we make this a little bit narrower as well, like so, and then put this further here. Alrighty. Then we also have a white area, and no, not indicators. Basically like, no wait, what I'm gonna select the one with the silver outlines, and it goes pretty much like so. Let's make these thinner actually, so we have a little bit more space for the details in the taillights. And then is that another red one? Yeah, okay. We have another red one, like right there. A little bit bigger than what it is, but smaller than this one. So it needs to be a little bit bigger as well. More like so. And then the details in the taillights are actually somewhat similar to those on the headlights, in that they will be made, in our case, from white indicators. And we're gonna put them down like this. And then they go upwards and like they make a curve like this. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, well, I'm not. Okay. For once. Alrighty, then we have to make the curve now, and that's gonna be an interesting part of this replica overall. Wait a second, let me move this a little bit further up, and then this needs to be a little bit longer so that we actually can actually make, note the other one. Yeah, we can make that one start where the left red light here starts making a curve. If that makes any sense. Like we can make it parallel, to put it into a little bit more of a scientific term for how much science there is involved in this video game. Alrighty, we're gonna put down one more of those indicators to try and get a little bit of a circular, and to try and get a little bit of a rotation going on, because we need to, like, how far away from the edge is this? Is the curve? It's probably like this, probably like this way, and then straight here again. Okay, so we're gonna put down one of these and a little bit of an angle here. We cannot select the indicator piece. That was better. Okay then. A little bit shorter actually. And now connect it again. How's this look? Okay, good. And then, yeah, just sit back and relax while I'm trying to arrange these these little details in the taillights. How's your day going so far? I've had a pretty busy day, that's why I'm coding this video a little bit later than you might be used to. But yeah, I think it's going so well so far. And also a big thank you to all of you guys, not only for still watching this video, but mainly because I have surpassed 200 subscribers on YouTube, and honestly I wouldn't be able to do this without you guys. I wouldn't have any sort of you know, I'm not gonna say success yet, because I'm not earning anything from this yet, or at least not any amount worth talking about. But yeah, thank you to all the new subscribers, thank you to all the new watchers, the new viewers I should say. Thank you to all of you who regularly post comments. I've been getting a lot of comments recently, and I appreciate that a lot, since most of them have been positive, I guess. Well, not I guess, I know. So yeah, thank you to all of you guys. I will continue to do my best, and I'm hoping you guys continue being as awesome as you are, by not only, well, as kind as you are, by watching this video and by sharing it and by posting lots of comments and leaving a like from now and then. I love it. This is one reason why I love making these videos, is because my effort actually pays off, and that's a big difference to my job I used to have. Okay, and we're basically done with these details right here, so I'm gonna fill out the rest of the taillight section with red light bulbs. And yeah, thank you guys, thank you for the support, thank you for whoever shared my video on car throttle. I mean, I think now that I think I've figured it out, like, it was an article about automation, like Car Throttle did an article on the game, so they told people what it is and who the developers are and yada yada yada, and it was a pretty nice article, and it also featured the video, like the video of the automation channel, like the official automation channel, in which Kirub explains what automation is and what the changes are in the Steam version. And then at the end, they also featured my Nissan Skyline R34 replica video, which I mean, I'm flattered that they chose my video, to be honest, because there's plenty of other great automation content creators already, like Cone Dodger 240. You should really check this guy out. He's made a good amount of videos already, and really good videos at that. Yeah, and there's also YBR. There's, you know, I can't think of any other names off the top of my head, but there are plenty of other automation YouTubers already, like, that have substantially more subscribers than me, and that is what is really surprising to me, and I'm flattered that they chose my videos, like my video, out of all the videos that are already in existence. The exhaust needs to be quite a bit smaller though. Yeah, I'm surprised and I'm very thankful. And I'm gonna finish off this exterior, because we're also gonna make the engine. by putting down this and then this rectangular number plate holder right on top of it. If that's not a Miata, then I don't know what it would be. Like, yeah, maybe the headlights need to be just a little bit bigger, but overall I'm pretty happy with it. Yeah, I'm happy with the way these taillights turned out. And now we're gonna do the decent color, like blue maybe. Well, it is rear-wheel drive, and I think the color overall doesn't really matter. Yellow maybe. No, let's stick with blue. There we go. And we're gonna make a new engine. The Mazda MZRI4 is gonna be the name of the engine. That is the 2005 Mazda MX-5. That is the 1.8 liter. Let's just call it an NA because, you know, there is no turbocharged version, stock at least, of this car, so let's just add NA. And then this is the MZRI4 1.8 liter NA. Okay. It is aluminium. I haven't found the bore and stroke ratio on the internet, which is a little bit disappointing, but I'm gonna assume that it is like 83 times. Like, I think that the stroke is gonna be a little bit longer than the, like a little bit bigger than the bore. It might even be 83 times 83, now that I think about it. It might be perfectly square. It is a dual overhead cam with 4 bars per cylinder and an aluminium head. It does have, what do Mazda call it? It is the it is one of those valve enhancing tags. I'm not sure. I can't find it quickly what it is called, but and I don't necessarily know whether it's a sort of VVT-ish or VVL-ish thing. That is why I'm gonna build this engine without VVT or VVL. It probably has hybrid tactic cast pistons, if I had to guess. And then we are about to make 126 horsepower at 6,500 RPM, and we also have to make how many newton meters of torque? 167. Doesn't say at what RPM. It should say it though. No? Okay, no. Alrighty then. So 126 horsepower from a 1.8 liter means we're probably looking at something around 45 cam profile and around 10.2-ish compression ratio. And then we're obviously naturally aspirated, and we have multi-point injection, if I'm not mistaken. Probably isn't direct injected, because direct injection is expensive. If I could actually speak today. I think we're gonna leave this with. Tell you what, I'm just gonna check out what kind of responsiveness we're getting from this engine. The red line might be around 6,800 or even 7,000, I think. yeah, we'll just check out what kind of responsiveness we're getting, and then we're gonna adjust to maybe a performance intake. I'm not so sure on that one though. I haven't found that much information on the engine, strangely enough, so I'm just gonna go for 2 straight-through mufflers. It's a sports car, and you know, I think on paper the MX-5 seems like a pretty not so great car compared to some of its rivals, let's say like a Lotus Elise, which is pretty much in the same price category, and we do have to make a little bit more power. Here we go. We're making a little bit too much torque, but the power is at the exactly perfect RPMs, so I don't want to adjust the ignition timing. It's time to reach its RPM limit. Well, we can decrease the RPM limit. Or we can go for some forged pistons. But should we? The connecting rods. Those are fine now. Everything's fine now. Okay. This did make it a little bit more expensive, and the responsiveness is 39.4, which for a normal engine is quite good. So I'm pretty happy with this. Yeah, what I was getting at is the Elise compared to the Miata is pretty much in the same price category, but it's more powerful, it's lighter, it's just as reliable because it's got a Toyota engine, and just as impractical because they're both our roadsters. But you know, and now this is not a way of saying the Elise is a bad car or anything like that, but I just think the Miata has always been a little bit more exciting, and it also looks better, I think, and that is why I think the Miata has been selling as well as it has, especially relative to the Elise, which has not been selling that much, or at least I don't really see many Elises drive around where I live. And I just realized I forgot the number plate on the front end, so we're gonna put one of those down like here. There we go. Let's go back to the trim. It is a 6-speed manual. Like, at least there is an option. It also has a 5-speed manual option and a 6-speed automatic option. But I personally would prefer the 6-speed manual, so that's what I'm gonna go for. It has an optional diff. I don't really know which one it has. It's a limited slip diff, but is it a viscous, a geared, or an electric one? I have no idea. And since it's an option, I'm gonna leave it out. It does come on medium compound road tires. Haven't found the entire dimensions either. I'm assuming like 205 front and maybe like 225 rear. Seems pretty normal for a car like that. Let's give it some better looking rims like these. Yeah, like these. Okay. And yes, we're gonna move onwards. Or actually not, we have to select the alloy wheels there. It's got vented brake discs with probably 4 in the front, 4 pistons in the front and 2 in the rear. 265 should be fine. I'm gonna guess it's semi-clad. It would surprise me if it were fully clad or downforce. Since we do not have any lips or wings on the car, I don't need to fiddle around with the wing angle or anything like that. cooling airflow is going to be reduced drastically. We're going to add a little bit of brake airflow, even though I'm not sure whether or not it has braking airflow. We have 2 seats in here with what I would call standard interior. And pretty standard entertainment as well. We have traction control. And since it's 2005, probably stability control as well. And standard safety. Like, I'll be straight with you, I have no idea what kind of springs, dampers and sway bars it has. I'm gonna assume that it has pretty standard ones. Probably like adaptive dampers. And might even have semi-active sway bars? I don't think so though. And we're just gonna set this to sport and see what it does. 1163 kilos. That's just a little bit too heavy. And since I'm not actually that convinced that it's got standard entertainment, I might rather go for basic. And now we're at 1129.7 kilos, which is right inside the range of what the Miata, according to Wikipedia, weight. It says 1110 to 1153, and yeah, you know, 1129 is right between there. This one's more economical, I guess, than the real one, but that might just be a calculation thing here. 8.2 seconds is... it's actually exactly where we need to be for the 1.8 liter. Yeah. For the convertible. Like, it's always so convertible, but there is also a hardtop version, which might actually be the one that takes 8.2, and we should be making 7.9 here instead. So what if we go for a viscose, a geared? And I don't want to add an electric diff. This is so expensive. Come on, it's 1408 material cost as opposed to like 176. Well, so we can adjust the gearing. What if we go for a little bit more aggressive one here? A little bit shorter. That doesn't do us any good. No, that is way too long. I just 8.5. Well, we're gonna go for what we used to have then. Okay. So yeah, I think this is going to be a pretty good Mazda MX-5 replica. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, please click the like button. It helps out a great deal. Also, I just realized that I haven't finished my train of thought from earlier between the MX-5 and the Elise. Like, the Elise performs better on almost every single aspect, but the Miata looks better, and it just feels great when you drive it, and that is like something that really it has always been a car for the car enthusiasts to begin with, and when it drives as well as it does, then that's even better for sales, you know. That's one reason I think this car has sold better than the Elise, even though the Elise is also a great car to drive. But it's probably not as good for everyday driving, if I had to guess. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.